Welcome back. Hello, how are you today? I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited about this video. Okay, so introductions for this video. I have seen this happening on Instagram, on YouTube, in different places. People have been doing this. I've not seen anyone do it for the thought that I had on it so far. Pretty much I've just seen that people wrap up their books and then they kind of just use it as their TBR and then they read it kind of quickly. But what I'm going to be doing with this video is I'm going to pick 12 books off of my shelf that I have been meaning to get to and I don't think I'm going to get to on my own this year without being forced to do it. So this challenge is going to kind of force me to read 12 books off of my physical TBR, off of my shelf that I have had on there for a while. And I'm going to read one per month for all of 2023. Absolutely love this idea because I get to get a surprise book every month that I'm not like thinking I'm going to read, but then I feel like I have to read. So it's a little bit of a challenge, which I love that. I last year was very kind of loosey-goosey with my reading and it was just like whatever I felt like doing. I listened to a lot of audiobooks, but I also got a lot of books from the library. So my books on my shelf really got neglected last year, and I hate to say that, but also my books on my shelf last year really grew a lot because I started really getting into books like never before, and I got a permanent home that I live in now, so I feel like I can start collecting more books. So anyway, you're going to go watch me pick my 12 books off my shelf, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about each book, and then I'm going to wrap them, and then I will do a video every single month of me unwrapping that month's book, reading it, and finishing it, and then giving you a review on it, and then that'll be that. So look forward to that. Also, I'm going to be doing like little shorts here and there about this video where I'm going to just like unwrap them on a short, and then I'll probably give you a brief review on my shorts as well. So make sure you look out for that too. Subscribe, turn your notification bell on. That's super helpful for that. And without further ado, let's go pick our books. So I picked all of my books and they are here. They are this stack and this stack down here. If you're wondering why my shelves are so bare right now, it's because I'm going to be doing a shelf organizing video with you very soon, and I only just built these shelves a little while ago, and you can watch that video here if you want to see them being built. So make sure you check back because I'm going to be doing a really cool shelf organizing video where I organize all my shelves. I also have two more. There's one over there and there's one out there in my living room, so I'm going to show you all of them at the same time. But let me talk about the books that I picked in no particular order because I'm going to wrap them all up and I'm not going to know like anything about them after that. So I picked this one, The Dogs of Babel. I bought this sometime last year and I just love that it had a dog on the cover pretty much, and I didn't really know all that much about it. On the back itself, it says, this exuberantly praised bestseller, one of the year's most admired and enjoyed fiction debuts, tells the story of a man's quest to solve the mystery of his wife's death with the help of the only witness, their dog, Lorielli. Written with a quiet elegance and a profound knowledge of love's hidden places, The Dogs of Babel is a work of astounding and lasting power, a story of marriage, survival, and devotion that lies too deep for words. So that sounds really cool to me, and I love that the dog is involved. I love dogs, if you didn't know that about me. So this one's going to be getting wrapped up. This is number 1 for now until it gets wrapped. I'm going to just put it down here for now. I don't know if that's in shot over there, but you don't really need to see it anymore. Then I have this one, Girls and Trucks. This one I bought also last year, and I picked it up probably twice in the past last year, and I think I started like the first page and then I just set it down and I forgot to get back to it. So I would really like to read this one this year, and I don't know that I'll necessarily like go out of my way to read it unless I have to do it. So let me read the back for you. Never chase men or buses. Don't let yourself be seen in a truck in town. These are the simple rules passed down through generations of Camilla's, one of the oldest debutante societies in Charleston. Sarah Walters is a member of this antiquated club, whether she likes it or not. This society is a privilege one is born into, and it offers rules of etiquette meant to prepare a girl for a charmed life with an appropriate husband. The only problem is Sarah has a tendency to make life choices that are anything but polite. With biting humor and keen observations, Katie Crouch takes Sarah from a sweaty, palmed 8th grader at cotillion dancing lessons to a slightly numb 35-year-old living in New York City. It takes a strange turn of events to make Sarah realize that as much as she tries to deny it, where she comes from will always affect where she ends up. So I was super interested in this one, and I'm actually really excited that this is going to be in the mix. Then we have this one, Something Blue. So I read Something Borrowed last year, and I really didn't like it. But I have heard so many good things about this book, and everyone says if you've read the first one and hate it, don't knock off the second one, and you should still read it. So this is actually on my physical TBR, and I feel like I still do really want to read it. So I'm throwing this in there because I know I'm not going to go and read this on my own. So I'm hoping this will definitely force me to read this one. So, I mean, it doesn't really sound that interesting because I didn't like Darcy as a character. Didn't like her so much I threw it on the ground, but I'm excited to go ahead and read this one. I'm glad it's in the mix because it's going to force me to read it. Then we have this beauty. I am obsessed with I Love Lucy. Me and my mom used to love watching this together when we lived in the same house. And actually it was with my mom that I found this book. We were in a bookstore downtown from where I live, and I found this and I was so excited to have it. It's got all pictures of the show in here, and it's just stories of everything that happened in the show. So I'm so excited to read this one, and I have been looking at it all year and never picked it up. The Chanel Sisters. This one I also got, I believe it was last year. It was like towards the beginning of the year, and I just thought it was like a beautiful looking book, and it's about the Chanel sisters. So I was really wanting to read this sometime soon, but I feel like I always forget I have it, so I'm throwing this in there. Know their destined. Antoinette and Gabriel Coco Chanel know they're destined for something better. Abandoned by their family at a young age, they've grown up under the guidance of nuns, preparing them for simple lives, as the wives of tradesmen or shopkeepers. At night, their secret stash of romantic novels and magazine cutouts beneath the floorboards are all they have to keep their dreams of the future alive. The walls of the convent can't shield them forever, and when they're finally of age, the Chanel sisters set out together with a fierce determination to prove themselves worthy to a society that has never accepted them. Another one on the list. Okay, next is She's Come Undone. I loved this cover. I bought this about a year ago. I've been really meaning to buy this, but I keep forgetting that I have it. Meet Dolores Price. She's 13, wise-mouthed but wounded, having bid her childhood goodbye. Beached like a whale in front of her bedroom TV, she spends the next few years nourishing herself with Mallomars, potato chips, and Pepsi, her anxious mother supplies. When she finally rose into young womanhood at 257 pounds, Dolores is no stronger and life is no kinder. But this time she's determined to rise to the occasion and give herself one more chance before really going belly up. This sounds really good, and I kind of wish I could read it right now, but shame on me for not reading it. So I'm so excited that this is going to be one of the books Then there's the Goldfinch. I was very excited about this because I picked this up not knowing at all what it was. It was at the library book sale. I think I got it for $1. I just loved how it looked, and I ended up painting the pages silver. I'm very proud of this. This was my first book that I ever painted. And then I started seeing this all over Bookstagram, and people were saying how amazing it was, but it is over 700 pages. It's close to 750 pages. So that's insane, and I feel like I will never pick this up if it's not going to be for this challenge. So this has to go in there. It is one of the 2 hardcover books that is going in here. I'm also putting in Summer and the City. This is another hardcover, and they're about the same size. That one's obviously a little bit bigger, so hopefully it'll be hard for me to tell which is which. This is the prequel for the Carrie Diaries. It is Carrie Diaries is what it's called, and it's about Carrie Bradshaw, who's from Sex and the City. It's about her like high school life. So she's just got out of high school, and now she's spending her summer in the city for a writing program because she's very interested in writing. And so this is the follow-up to that, and I promised myself I was going to read this in the 2022, and I never did, so I'm kind of upset about that. So I'm forcing myself to read it. The next one, oh yeah, this is another hardcover, so it makes it a little trickier. It's called The Murder Room, and this is pretty much about 3 siblings that are just own a hotel after their father dies, and murders just mysteriously start happening there one after the next. So it sounded really good, and I think I got this at the book sale as well. I just picked it up not really knowing what it was about, just thinking that it kind of sounded intriguing, so we'll throw this one in there as well. Only 3 left. Next we have One Day. I was so excited about this book. I absolutely love this movie. I did not know it was a book, and then I found out that it was a book, and I was so excited to read it. I actually had it on reserve on audiobook. Then I found this at the library book sale for like 50 cents, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna read it. Never did. So I'm forcing myself to read it now, and this one is going in there. It just seems like it's going to be another one of my favorites. I hope it's very similar to the movie because I freaking loved it so much, and I would love to read about it. Then we have The Lying Game. Now, on the back of this one, there's not much about it, but I will read you one of the reviews that's written back here. It says, "A single cryptic text, 'I need you,' reunites 4 friends in the stippled light of an English seaside village just as surely as it signals readers that they're in the hands of a pro. The Lying Game makes good on its premise that tall tales have consequences, especially when they're exposed to the glare of the truth." Dun, dun, dun. This is also a Reese's Book Club nominee. It's one of those ones that's in there. So I have never read anything bad from her recommendations. So I'm feeling like this is going to be a very good book. So I'm very excited that this one is in there as well. And last but certainly not least, The Good Girl. I have seen so much about this on Bookstagram. I didn't know much about it when I picked it up, but then later on it was one of those that I learned about it, and I was like, oh my goodness, I actually own that book, and I'm very excited that I have it, and I'm going to read it, and never did. So this one's going in there for sure. Let me read you the back. One night, Mia Dennett enters a bar to meet her on-again, off-again boyfriend, but when he doesn't show, she unwisely leaves with an enigmatic stranger. At first, Colin Thatcher seems like a safe one-night stand, but following Colin home will turn out to be the worst mistake of Mia's life. When Colin decides to hide Mia in a secluded cabin in rural Minnesota, instead of delivering her to his employers, Mia's mother Eve and Detective Gabe Hoffman will stop at nothing to find them. But no one could have predicted the emotional entanglements that eventually caused this family's world to shatter. That sounds amazing. I kind of want to read it right now. But anyway, glad this one's getting wrapped up. Let's throw this one in there. All right, so I've got all of my reads here. I don't know if you can see them from there, but it doesn't really matter because I just showed them to you. And now I'm going to get to wrap them in front of you, and then we're going to open January's book. I'm so excited. after I wrap the books which ones were which, kind of, or have an idea at least. So I asked my husband to go ahead and number them all, so that's what you just saw. And he, like, I told him to mix them up a little bit before he started numbering, so that was just like an extra little bonus. So I've got number 1 here. I think I'll just keep these on my shelf all year like this, behind me when I have videos so you guys can see them. So I've got number 1, and I'm going to open number 1. Okay, so this is book 1, is the official unraveling of book 1. We're gonna see what I have to read in January. It is the Chanel Sisters. All right, I'm gonna have to crack into this one. So there will be another video that I'm going to make for January that's going to come out sometime in January whenever I get done reading this and give you a review on it. And I will be unwrapping, reading, and talking about it throughout that whole video. And it's going to be the book 1 January reveal or something like that. And then it's going to have the title of the book. So make sure you look out for that this month. Make sure you subscribe, turn your notification bell on, and like this video because that always gives me some help. And then leave me a comment and tell me what you think and if you're going to try this challenge, because you definitely should. Here's your invitation. Do this. It is so fun. It's going to make your reading so much more fun this year. Make sure you check out my Instagram because I'm always posting over there all the time. And I post a new weekly video here every week on every single Friday. So make sure you come back on Fridays and check that out. And I've been posting tons of content as well, not just on Friday. So make sure you subscribe, and I will see you on my next video soon. Bye.